it's Sam here, and in this video, I'll be comparing the Epomaker TH85 and TH99. Both of these come under $85, and even though they are from the same series, they are pretty different when it comes to the layout, software, and customization. So here is a quick breakdown to help you figure out which one's right for your setup. First up, the TH85 has an 80% layout with 84 keys. You get the arrow keys, a function row, and just enough extra keys on the side without going full size. The TH99 has an 1800 layout with 102 keys, which includes a full numpad. They both use a plastic case, double-shot PBT cherry profile keycaps, Epomaker creamy jade switches, pre-loop plate-mounted stabilizers, gasket-mounted polycarbonate plate, and a 5-pin hot swap south-facing PCB. Both keyboards have per-key RGB lighting, but the TH85 has even more RGB with a huge RGB light strip at the back that wraps around, and a small RGB light bar under the Epomaker logo. For the software, here's where things are slightly different. The TH85 supports QMK VIA, so if you like customization, this is the better option. With the JSON file, you can remap all of the layers and keys, record and set macros, save and load different layouts, and configure the brightness, effects, and speed of the RGB lighting on the keyboard. As for the TH99, it supports Epomaker's own Upgear software. Here you can set different profiles and remap the layers and keys, record and import macros, configure the RGB lighting effects, brightness, speed, and color, create your own RGB effects, and even set it to react like an audio visualizer when watching videos or listening to music. And besides all of that, you can access other settings here like the sleep timer. Moving on to the specs and features, both keyboards come with a 4000 mAh battery, and you can get up to 800 hours of use with the RGB turned off, which is solid for a tri-mode keyboard. They both support USB-C, Bluetooth, and 2.4 GHz wireless, so you've got all the connection options you need. Build-wise, they both use plastic cases, but they feel really solid in hand with no major flex or ping out of the box. The switches and stabilizers are pre-looped as well and have a creamy sound signature, which is kind of surprising for the price. That's also partly due to the 5 layers of sound dampening mods inside, which includes a Tamron plate foam, an IXPE switch pad, a PET acoustic sheet, a Tamron case foam, and a silicone layer at the bottom. Anyway, here is the typing sound test. Please enjoy. Carrying on, if you're using either of these for gaming, the polling rate is 1000 Hz on USB and 2.4 GHz wireless and 125 Hz on Bluetooth. In terms of latency, the TH85 and TH99 both hit 2 milliseconds on the wired connection, 5 milliseconds on 2.4 GHz, and about 11 milliseconds on Bluetooth. Both keyboards also support N-key rollover, so you won't run into ghosting or input issues when mashing keys in-game. I have tested both in Marble Rivals and did not notice any lag or latency. And to be honest, for the price, these hold up surprisingly well.
This is real firepower! Don't mean we're a team. Wasn't very nice of you. You're mine. Wasn't very nice, was it?
Okay, here are my final thoughts on the Epomaker TH85 and TH99. If you want something smaller, is VIA compatible and has more RGB lighting, go with the TH85. But if you need a numpad and want more keys for gaming or work and don't care much about the software, then get the TH99. Both are honestly great value picks under $85, and it really comes down to your preferences. So if you're interested in the keyboards, that will be linked in the description below, and that does it for this video. Thanks to Epomaker for the keyboards, and thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and remember to subscribe if you haven't. See you in the next one.